booktubers, I'm back again. I don't know when I'm going to be able to post this video, but I decided to film it. This will be my second time filming it because the first time I did it wrong, but this is going to be the Big Books tag, originally done by One Book, One Review. I will link her channel down below. And let's just get to it. I'm filming in front of my new awesome third bookshelf that I got recently when I moved into my new house. And it's super tall and it fits all of my unread books amazingly, which shows me how big my TBR pile is. I mean, my TBR pile is really a lot bigger than this because I don't own all the books I want to read, but this is the books I own that I still have to read. And it's quite large, so... But it does fit them all for now, which means I can't buy any more until I read some of these. I still probably will, but don't tell people. Okay, so let's just get started with the tag, shall we? Okay, so the Big Books tag, you do 5 books that you've read that are on your shelf, the 5, like, most number of pages books, basically, on your shelf that you've read, and then 2 of the most pages of books you own but haven't read. And so I'm going to do this smallest to largest, save the number 1 slot for the most number of pages book. Okay, so coming in at number 5 for my read books is The House of Hades by Rick Riordan. This is the 4th book in the Heroes of Olympus series. This came out last year, and it is a grand total of... The actual book part ends at 583, which is still quite a decent chunk of pages. So, House of Hades coming in at number 5. Next should be a pretty obvious one for anyone who's seen any of my videos in my old bookshelf. It's pretty apparent there where my big books were. Coming in at number 4 is The Host by Stephenie Meyer. This is my absolute favorite book by her. Fantastic. Still waiting on the sequels for this, but I'm not giving up hope. This one comes in at a grand total of 619 pages, and it is fantastic. Sci-fi, dystopian sort of. If you guys have seen the movie and didn't like it, read the book anyway, because the book, as always, pretty much, is so much better. The first 100 pages or so are a little slow, but it just picks up from there and is so amazing. And this cover is better than the movie cover also, so get this book in the original cover. Everyone will be happier. Alright, coming in at number 3, also at no surprise probably, is Eclipse by Stephenie Meyer. This is my favorite book of the Twilight series, if anyone was wondering. And this comes in at 629 pages total. Is my favorite Twilight book, and it's in hardback. And it's in pretty good condition considering for how long I've had it, pretty much since it came out. But yeah. Yay! Yes, I do still like Twilight. I'm one of those people. Not a huge fan of the movies. I do own them because I have a problem, but the books were way better in my opinion. So, on that note, coming in at number 2 slot is Breaking Dawn by Stephenie Meyer. Yes, I did not plan for 3 of these 5 books to be by Stephenie Meyer, but that's just how it turned out. Those are the ones that I owned that had a lot of pages, so I'm sorry guys, you gotta suck it up. That's just how it is. This one, Breaking Dawn, coming in at number 2, has 754 pages at the book's ending, and that is probably, well, it literally is almost the biggest book I've ever read. I didn't hate it as much as some people did. I think I still gave it like 4 stars. It did get a little slow in the middle, but I did really enjoy it overall, and was happy with how it ended, so there's that. And finally, last but not least, is the number 1 book that I own that has the most pages. And it is the Holy Bible by a variety of authors. This is actually one I've had since I was a kid, so it has like highlighting and stuff in it, and the front, like coloring and stuff in the front pages. And I've read through this at least a couple times, all the way through, pretty much. Some passages several times, but this version, I think this is an NIV. No, it's an NLT translation, New Living Translation. And the last page of Revelation ends at 1,399 pages. That is definitely the biggest book I've ever finished. Let me tell you what. I also have a second version of the Holy Bible, a different version, translation, whatever you want to call it, called The Message. And this is a lot of pages too, but it's a lot more compact. It's more poetic, I would say, translation than some of the original translations. And this goes all the way to 1,836 pages, which is also quite a lot for reading. But yeah, yay Bible. It's definitely probably the only book I will read that has that many pages. 2,000 pages, it's almost 2,000 pages. That's a lot of reading. A lot of reading. Can't do that in one sitting, let me tell you. Okay, so that was my top 5/6 if you count the two Bible versions. Biggest books I own that I have read. Now to move on to the two biggest books that I have not yet read that are on my shelf. First one, / the second largest number of pages, is The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. I'm sorry, Audrey, I don't know how to say your name. Audrey Niffenegger, that's literally what it says. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. I've heard amazing things about this story. It's about a young girl who meets this time traveler who can't control it. His body transports between different years and stuff when he can't stop it or change it or anything. And it's kind of how they meet and fall in love. And I watched the movie and it made me sad, but I still want to read the book because the book is always better. I hold to that adage in almost every single case. So yeah, I haven't read this one yet, but I really do want to at some point. I got it for super cheap a long time ago, but I do plan on reading it still someday when I have more time to read all the time. Alright, now the grand finale. This book I'm really excited about to read, and it is the largest number of pages of a book that I have not read that is on my shelf, and it is Wonderstruck by Brian Selznick. This is also the author of The Invention of Hugo Cabret, which I have read and loved. This is a middle grade novel, if you didn't know. And his middle grade novels are very interesting because they are told fluidly between words and pictures. So let me see if I can find a good. So like some pages have words, but a lot of the pages just have like these beautifully drawn like pictures in them. And so, like I said, I've read his other book, Invention of Hugo Cabret, and I've watched that movie as well. And so I've had this on my shelf for a while and haven't yet picked it up, but it's been staring at me and taunting me, and I want to read it so bad. But haven't yet gotten to it. But this does come in because of all of the drawings and pictures that take up lots of pages. Comes in at, if you count the last page where it says the end in black and white, that would be page 629. So pretty hefty, but a very quick read because it is like mostly beautiful pictures and drawings between a few words. It's just, that's what makes it chunky, is all the pictures in there. But I'm counting it. I really want to read this. And when I do, I'll let you guys know what I think, because I'm sure it's going to be amazing. Hugo Cabrera was amazing, and I know this will be. And until I read it, I'll just stare at it lovingly on my beautiful shelf and appreciate it for its beautiful cover, if nothing else. Look at the inside. This is the actual cover. It's so gorgeous. And the inside papers are silver and like shiny. This is one of my favorite like hardback cover designs, because it's like the print's actually on the binding as well as the dust jacket. That makes it just super awesome. It's the little things, guys. It's the little things. I'm telling you. Well, that was my super elongated, rambling Big Books tag. If any of you are out there watching this and you haven't done it yet, I highly recommend and suggest it. It is super fun if you do it right the first time. And yeah, I had a lot of fun figuring out which books I had that were a lot of pages. So you guys should try it, and comment below on showing your videos, or just typing which books that you've read that have a lot of pages. And I'll see you next time.